Thailand, a country famous for its tasty food, exotic islands, beautiful women, and vibrant nightlife. However, in this video, I'm going to be giving you a rundown of what to expect when stepping foot in the famous red light district in Pattaya city. Welcome everybody to Little India. Walking Street. Recently, the Walking Street sign had been taken down and replaced with a new one, and even though it is not quite finished yet, here is a Facebook post from someone who had recently taken a photo of it. Clearly, I'm not the only one that believes that Walking Street has taken a sharp turn in a different direction. But hey, I respect that Thailand has got to do what it's got to do in order to survive. Anyway, in all seriousness, here is some footage of what the new sign actually looks like. Upon entry to Walking Street in the night, the amount of people that walk down will depend on what day you go, what time you go, and what season you go. It's usually the busiest around the hours of 9 PM to 1 AM every day, but during the high season, the hours tend to differ greatly. Walking Street attracts many people from around the world, but in recent years, there has been a shift. Currently, Walking Street has received a massive surge in Indian tourists, and I am not exaggerating here. There have been days where I've walked from the beach road through to Walking Street and I have not seen a single Westerner or Asian in sight. Maybe it's not fair to label them as Indian because there are probably people from other places like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh or Dubai. Nevertheless, at a first glance, it can feel a bit overwhelming. We already know why there's so many of them here. India has the highest population in the world, direct flights are just over 4 hours, and the visa policy has been extended to 60 days. Also, since 2016, there has been a rapid expansion of internet access for them, and they have been exposed to trending content and trending countries to visit. The introduction of affordable internet services brought millions of new users online. Remember when T-Series overtook PewDiePie as the #1 subscribed YouTube channel back in 2019? Well, that was why. Walking Street has changed so much, and it has really been fascinating to see how it has developed since 2010. I don't remember there being so many foreigners working outside trying to entice people to enter the clubs. Usually I would see Thai workers advertising drink prices and ping pong shows, but it feels like the number of non-Thai nationals working here have gone up. Back when there were more Thai establishments, there would also be a good number of Thai tourists and locals coming to mingle, party, and just enjoying the nights out. Whereas now, almost every place you go to and every interaction you have almost feels like there's some sort of business transaction behind it. With the recent surge of big Indian establishments, obviously it's going to attract a high number of Indian tourists. While this may seem fine right now, it needs to be understood that having too much of one thing in this place may potentially have a negative impact in Pattaya's overall tourism. Nightlife that attract Asian customers such as Space Club, Hollywood and World House are located in a different part of Pattaya. And even though the Arab community have also set up many shops in South Pattaya, the majority of them have also kept their business endeavours separate from Walking Street. This is because Walking Street is a famous and iconic place that should be attracting a diverse customer base. And because of this, you would need to be really careful in what is being allowed to open. Starting off with the nightclubs on Walking Street. There are 23 of them, and yes, almost half of them are Indian. I don't know how it evolved into this, it just did. After some careful examination, I can confirm that there are currently 10 Indian dance/nightclubs. Originally, I counted 12 of them, but I have come to learn that both the Burj and Ras have shut down. The clubs that are still open include Janat, Jalwa, followed by Boss Club, Doom, Mashal, Leela, Tony's Nasha, and at the back of the street there is Nasha, Kamar and Badshah. There's also Fuma Club, which is next to Kamar, but it is being advertised as a restaurant and lounge area, so I guess that doesn't count as being a nightclub. The other clubs include Insomnia, Republic, Tunnel, Flex, Candy Club, Lucifer, Mixed Discotheque, Club Panda, Off the Record, Boho Cocktail Club, Suns Club, Mist and Akira. One thing to note about these clubs is that they all have something unique to offer. For example, Insomnia and iBar play house music and is very popular amongst the Turkish community. Mist, Flex and Tunnel play hip-hop music, but have gained popularity due to them being open till the very early hours of the morning. Club Panda and Suns Club cater more towards an Asian crowd, and Republic is a club that is popular because the management tried to bring in semi-famous or up-and-coming artists.
So baby, don't worry, you are my only, you are my lonely, even though the sky is falling, let me be my only, no need to worry.
According to DJ Magazine, Republic is ranked in the top 100 nightclubs in the world. I respect their honesty because there's nothing more cringe than a nightclub claiming to be the best club when they are obviously not. For example, these Indian clubs, such as Leela Club, claim to be the ultimate nightlife destination. Janat claims to be the one and only biggest Indian nightclub. Nasha also claimed to be the biggest and number one nightclub. And Jawa apparently also thinks they are the number one Man, shut up! To be a top nightclub, you would need to attract a diverse customer base, have an energetic and friendly atmosphere, the staff and security need to be friendly, there shouldn't be any blatant overcharging, and the DJ needs to have an ability to read the crowd when it comes to song selection. I haven't been to all the Indian nightclubs on Walking Street. At some point I'll get around to it, but I can safely say that the majority of them probably don't have the points that I just mentioned. So just stop. Stop labelling yourself as the best. Just because you have the biggest looking buildings doesn't make you the biggest nightclub. Anyway, towards the end of Walking Street, there's a place called Bibus Beach Club and Hotel, and it's one of the only beach clubs on Walking Street. When you step inside, it looks really snazzy, so maybe it's worth checking that place out on a day when they host a pool party. You can check their events out on their Facebook page. If you're looking for a beachside restaurant to eat at, then Walking Street also offer a few of these. Beachside restaurants that specialise in seafood include King Seafood, Master Seafood and Sea Zone. There's a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Taco Bell and a few kebab shops. Other restaurants on Walking Street include iDiner, Por Jai, Pattaya, Two Brothers Chill and Restaurant, Nang Noal, Nasha Lasha, Right Spot Seafood Steakhouse and Bistro Cafe and Restaurant. If you are looking for restaurants with specialised cuisines, then there is Sultan, which is a Turkish restaurant, Malpoka, which is Korean, and Shalimar, which is Indian. A couple of the Indian nightclubs also have restaurant options, such as Nasha Dehati, which is supposedly owned by Nasha, but I would recommend trying to find an independent or family-run Indian restaurant around Pattaya, as they would probably benefit more from having customers. These big-ass Indian businesses already make enough money from overcharging in their nightclubs, so just go out and help some of the smaller businesses. You know what? If this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll do it. I'll go out and find some Indian restaurants around Pattaya for you, and I'll tell you which ones are worth dining at and which ones to avoid. Agogo bars are absolutely plentiful on Walking Street. For those of you who don't know, Agogo bars are places where people, usually girls, perform on platforms or stages for entertainment, typically alongside the sale of alcohol. I've added footage that was taken during the daytime, as it is a lot clearer to read and a lot less busy. Now, it's quite hard to keep a track of how many of these establishments there are on Walking Street, because some can go bust very quickly and it always feels like a new one pops up every 2 months. Based on what I have seen, there are around 34 Agogo bars on Walking Street, with the latest one to open being Atmos Agogo. The others include Identity, Mamasin, Bliss, Skyfall, Okeanos, Lighthouse, Dragon, Chick, Excess, Stars, Fahrenheit, The Iron Club, Monroe, Shark, Geisha, Palace, Harem, One Night Jack, Exo Club, Tantra, Galaxy, Shadow in Cave Club, The Catwalk, PH 3.9, Baccarat, 79 Club, Pinup, Peppermint, True Colour, Imperia and Secret Club. Yes, the list is long. There are also other Agogo bars that exist on some of the side soys close to Walking Street, such as Coco Agogo and Sapphire Club, but this video mainly focuses on what is actually on Walking Street. Most of them have girls that are mainly Thai nationals, but there are the odd few that have different girls. For example, Imperia, Monroe, Secret Club and XO Club showcase mainly Russian girls, and apparently Latino girls. Just above the King Seafood restaurant, there is a gentleman's club called Moulin Rouge, which is something slightly different than your average agogo bar. There's also Legacy Big Tool, which showcases men, so that option is also available. Entry is generally permitted for everyone, but in the past, I have heard that certain agogo bars didn't permit entry for Indian customers, and whether or not that policy is still active in those places, I have no idea. I guess when you think about it, all these Indian businesses that have popped up out of nowhere is their way of getting revenge. There are a handful of live music bars as well, and even though they technically aren't clubs, they definitely do a good job in emulating that clubby feeling. The most notable ones are the Stones House, 808, Music Cafe and Hot Tuna Bar. Other ones that aren't as popular include Glam, Frogsland, I Siam and Bamboo Bar. The Stones House and I Siam cater towards the Thais by playing Thai rock music, whereas Hot Tuna Bar and Bamboo Bar cater to the older foreigners and expats. Old school rock classics from bands such as the Eagles, Scorpions and Creedence Clearwater Revival are usually heard in them. The younger generation usually go to 808 and Music Cafe because that's where they play modern pop music, including songs from artists such as Ed Sheeran, Avicii and Bruno Mars. There are also your standard bars that don't offer any live entertainment, but sometimes they play music in the background. They aren't as popular as the live music bars, but they are cheaper, so if anyone wants to stop for a cheap pre-drink, these bars could be an option. Some of the bars include 611, which is a girly bar, the Ice Bar, Pattaya Beach Club, New Star Bar, BJ Bar, BJ Bud Shack, Alice, Black Diamond, Toko Bar and Russo Turisto. Several weed stores exist on Walking Street if you are looking to have a different sort of night out. There were 10 main weed stores that I found: Blue Laguna, Get Me High, Friend Club, Crazy Weed Man, Only Weed, Buds and Bakes, Villa Verde, Harmony Herb, Patel Pan and Bar, and High Class Premium Quality. Unfortunately, I cannot give any recommendations because I'm not someone who takes weed. Massage shops include Fantasy Health Massage, Supanza, Ratcha Massage and Spa, and The One Massage. There are quite a few clothes and fashion tailored stores. Just to name a couple, there's Pattaya Baysage, Just Fashion, and Milano Fashion. Fairtrex is a store right at the back of Walking Street where they sell high quality clothing and equipment for people who are interested in Muay Thai and boxing. And at the front of Walking Street, there is also another with a boxing ring with some trained fighters. There are a few 7-Eleven stores, a Tops Daily, a couple of pharmacy and jewellery stores, an electronics store, a couple of hotels, a tattoo store called Tattoo, a hairdresser's called Eye Salon, and a lot of currency exchange shops. Overall, this video is just a brief overview of what to expect when visiting Little India, Walking Street. It isn't guaranteed that all of the information I have provided will remain relevant in a year's time, because Walking Street is a place that is constantly changing with new establishments shutting down and opening up. It may be that in 2026, there will be the grand opening of another 7 Indian nightclubs, or 3 Indian agogo bars. And if that happens, well, I'll be here to let you know.